Hi everyone, my name's Ombre. Welcome to this tricks and techniques video for advanced ink blending. Yesterday in day 11 we looked at ink blending in general. Today we're going to kind of look at ombre inking and some of the different effects that you can get using your inks, maybe on embossed card, things like that. Just to help, maybe you're a beginner and you're wanting to just try different things, or maybe you're used to inking and blending but you want to just branch out a little bit. So yesterday we looked at general inking and blending using distress ink and then your normal ink pads, just to show that you can use the same technique with whatever you've got on your shelves. So today I thought it would be cool to look at something a little bit different. So this is an ombre effect that you can do using your ink blending, and this is an ombre effect that was used on an embossing technique and then flattening, which is a great technique. And then this is an inking and blending technique on embossed card and then colouring in as well. Now that's maybe giving you a sneak into something that we're going to do further on in the month. But today mainly we're going to be looking at the ombre effect. So I'm going to start off with a piece of blank card. Now this is 160, 180 GSM. It's just a normal white uncoated card. I know we talked about coatings yesterday. I'm using my ink splat mat and I'm going to pick two colours to use to start with, and I'm thinking I'm going to go with one distress ink and I'm going to go with a general ink pad as well. So I'm thinking a nice green, French gold it's called, sorry, my mistake. And I'm going to take my blending tool for this one and pick up the right one. Dab it into the ink pad a couple of times like we did yesterday. Just move that out of the way. And then I'm going to start and I'm going to use the swirl motion, and I'm just going to go along the edge and I'm going to join in the middle, sweeping it as far down as I want it to go. So like that. Now I'm going quite light at this section, heavier at the end of the card but quite light into the card, because I want to have that shaded blended look. So that, I'm quite happy with that so far. Once I've blended it along the edge, because I want it to look kind of seamless, I'm just going to run my tool along the colour to try and get it a little bit more seamless and not as cloudy. So there we go. You see how it's still a little bit cloudy, but I'm not worried about that. But now we can see where it fades on this section. So now I'm going to go to my next ink pad and I'm going to go with a distress ink for this. And this is Gathered Twigs. I used this yesterday and I'm going to start at one end of the card and I'm just going to go all the way along using the tip of the blender like so. Then I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to go back the other way. Okay, then I'm just going to concentrate on that section and go all the way up and then come back down again. And then where the two colours join, swirling movements between them. I'm just going to darken this edge a little bit to match at the other side. There we go. And you can see how just taking the blender over the colour, they start to blend in. And it's just the case of keep working at it. Now we've got a soft edge at this side. And I'm going to use one of my blending tools that has got a lot of ink on it. It holds a lot of colour. Just to show you without dabbing the kind of colour you can still get. And this is a blue. It's from one of Anna Griffin's range. Now the blue just makes a slight hint of colour for anybody who's looking for a more subtle blend. You can see it building up and it merges into the gathered twigs, and then we can keep going and maybe use a red. Because of the amount of ink I've got on my blenders, I'm not having to dab to get that very light pastel blend. So I've shown you the two at the top where you're dabbing and you're getting extra ink, but for a lighter blend, the amount of ink you've probably already got on your blending tools would give you the pastel look. So I'll just finish that off with a third one, and there's not as much ink on this one because you can hear it squeaking. No, there's no colour on that one. Try this one. Might be a little bit left on this. Just a little. There we go. And it just literally shows the difference between dabbing into your ink pad, 2 ink pads, but the excess you've still got on your ink pads to give you that pastel look. Like that. And that again was from the same blending tools without dabbing. So that's giving you a little bit of an ombre effect of how you can take your ink down the card and get different effects. Now if you're using embossed card, so you would emboss it. I've used an embossing folder from Do Crafts, and it's the Geo, let's just double check this. It is from the Capsule collection, and it's the Geometric Craft. I'll put the details at the bottom. So for this, what you can do is do exactly the same as before. Dab your blending tool into your ink. Work from the corner, nice and light. The lighter you are, if you're very light, you can just pick up the pattern rather than blending the edge. Now I am going to blend the edge, but I'm not going to blend into the middle. I'm only going to go very lightly over the top of the embossed pattern, like that. And that picks up the detail in the pattern. So I'm just going to show you it again in a general ink pad rather than the distressing ink pad, to show you that it'll work the same way. I'm going to go in at the sides. Normally you would clean your mat in between, because if not you're going to pick up the other colour, but we're working for speed really. So I'm just going to go in at the sides again, but then I'm going to go really light over the pattern, still that blending motion to pick up all that pattern that's on our card, like that. And that picks it up nicely, and I can go with a third colour if I want, just something to highlight it even more, let's have a look, and go from the side because we're doing the middle. Keep it nice and light because we only want it over that embossed area. Blend it into the colours that we've already put on. Don't be afraid to mix your colours, because once it's on the card it's virtually dry, so it's not going to affect your blending tool. So there we go, nice light movements. And there we've inked our embossed card. Now in theory, to get the effect that I've used sometimes on my projects, that's embossed, we've inked it, and would put that back through my machine just with a flat plate to flatten it so that I've got the detail of the pattern, and then I can ink it again to get a more shaded effect, a more ombre, as in that, or I can leave it as it is with the embossed sections. Now for this one, I literally only inked sections of it, and then I went in with some watercolour pens and started filling in the pattern, just to give it an extra feature. So that's how we emboss on our we ink on our embossed card, and we make the ombre effect. So it's very subtle. It can be as heavy or as light as you want, so that's quite a heavy effect on that side, but nice and light with the amount of ink we've already got on our blenders, because we don't want to waste it, so we might as well make some ombre paper or ink our paper and use it up. So I really hope this has given you an insight into ombre and colour blending and mixing it with your embossing folders and your embossed card. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying the 31 days, something different every day. Not always for the advanced crafter, but we're building up now to some advanced things, and I hope there's something for everybody. It's been hard work so far, bringing you something different every day and keeping up with it, but I really do hope it's worth it and you're enjoying it. So I shall see you tomorrow. Please give me a like, please share every one of the 31 days, because we want to get to as many people as we possibly can. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.